Welcome to Sumita Roy's English classroom. Here you have the lesson on adjectives in PowerPoint slides because many of you have been asking for this. Already there is a video lesson on adjective which you can watch and you can supplement it using this, or watch this PowerPoint presentation of adjective and then go to the videoed one so that you get doubly sure about how to use adjectives and what are their importance. First, we talk about the definition of the adjective. Then we shall talk about in what position in a sentence you use adjectives. Next, we have the types of adjectives. In one of the types, that is adjective of quality, we have something called degrees of comparison. Then we have examples for all these. This is what the video of the PowerPoint presentation contains. First, we have the definition. Adjective is a word that qualifies a noun. It says something about the noun in the sentence. It can be added to the subject or the object noun. It adds to the meaning of the noun. The noun gets clearer when you have an adjective. Now you see, suppose you have the tree has leaves. That is a complete sentence. No problem is there with that sentence. But you want to say something more about these two nouns, the tree and the leaves. Then you can say the big tree has many green leaves. Now there are two adjectives for leaves, many and green. For tree there is one adjective and that is big. Adjectives can be used in two positions. One is in front of the noun, the way in which big is used, many is used, and green is used. They are in front of the noun. Big is in front of tree, which it qualifies. Many and green are in front of leaves, which they qualify. Or the adjective can also come at the end of the sentence. This is called complement. complement. There is another word, complement. That means to say something good about a person. But here complement means to complete. So this city is famous. If you say this city is, sentence is incomplete. So you can say this city is Delhi or this city is Hyderabad. That also can be used. A noun can be used there. But you can also use an adjective which acts as the complement. We shall talk about four types of adjectives. The first of them is the adjective of quality. Next, you will come to adjective of quantity, then possessive adjectives and demonstrative adjectives. Let us start with adjective of quality because these are the maximum number of adjectives in any language. So you have this fast train goes to the big city, Delhi. Now you have the word train. Train is qualified by the word fast that talks to you about the quality of the train. What kind of a train is it? It's a fast train. Then it says big city. City is the noun. It qualifies the noun city by telling you the size of the noun. The city is big. Now you have the complement form. Big city, you can say the city is big. You can also use other verbs instead of is. Although the majority of verbs in English do not have the complement function. Some verbs have it. I've given you a few examples of this. Here you have, this city seems big. The verb to seem also can take a complement. So you say the city seems big. This city appears big, or this city looks big. appear, look, seem can all take the complement form of the adjective. That is why the noun is in front. The adjective which qualifies that noun comes after the verb. There is no other noun in the sentence. So the adjective qualifies the subject noun. But instead of saying this big city, it is saying this city seems big. Then we have another, I am rich. So I is described by rich, rich person. Instead of qualifying the subject by being in front of the subject, you cannot say rich I. So you say, I am rich. Here the word rich is an adjective qualifying the subject, that is I, personal pronoun, first person singular. He is a rich man. Now you see, he and man are the same person. So he is qualified by rich, man is also qualified by rich, because both of them refer to the same noun. And therefore, you have here the adjective function which comes in front of the noun. I met a rich man. He said, I am rich. So all these sentences make use of the two positions in which adjectives of quality can be used. And all the highlighted words are adjectives of quality. I have also told you in the beginning that adjectives of quality can be compared. So we have, where no comparison is involved, only one adjective describes one noun. That is called the positive degree. These are called degrees of comparison. I've written comparison of adjectives. You can also take it as degrees of comparison. Then you have the comparative degree, where you are comparing two nouns, using an adjective to compare two nouns. Where the number of nouns increases to more than two, three, four, five, six, or hundreds and thousands, there it is called superlative. So you have positive, no comparison; comparative, two nouns comparison; superlative, more than two nouns. So all the examples in the earlier slide are positive degree. But we are also going to see an example of comparative and superlative here. So we already had this. This is a tall tree. Now the word tall describes a tree. There are no other trees involved. So it is a positive degree. It's the basic form of the adjective of quality, tall. What kind of a tree? A tall tree. Of the two trees, now there are two trees. This tree is taller. Now, there are two trees. You're talking about this tree. You're pointing out to one tree and saying, this tree is taller. So we have changed the adjective from tall to taller. Then we have more than two. This is the tallest tree on the street. So on the street, there are 10 or 20 trees. This is the tallest. So out of all those huge number of trees, you are saying that, pointing out to one tree and saying, this is the tallest. So that is the superlative. The superlative usually uses the article, and that is the definite article. So we don't say this is tallest tree, like we said taller, or we said a tall tree. We said taller, we did not have article. Here we are using the tallest tree. Here is the rule for changing the verb, changing the adjective from the positive to the comparative and superlative forms. So if you know the adjective in the positive form, you can make it into a comparative or superlative adjective by remembering these rules. We have here the rule that the positive degree can be changed to the comparative degree by adding er at the end of the adjective, or r. If the adjective ends in e, then only r is added. when you have a small adjective, an adjective which is one or two syllables, the spelling might change, but addition is the addition of er. For a larger than two syllable adjective, we have to add more for comparative. For superlative, small adjectives, one or two syllable adjectives, we add est, and for adjectives which are more than two syllable, we add the word most in front. Er, est are added at the end of the word. It becomes a single word. But when you add more and most, the adjective gets two words. So we have here nice. Nice is only a single syllable. We say nicer. Already E is there, so we add R. Nicest. Then big. Notice that bigger, ER is added by doubling the consonant. G is doubled, two times G. Then biggest, same GGEST. Then you have fast, no changes, faster and fastest. Then you have happy ending in Y or busy ending in Y. The Y changes to I and you add EREST. So happier, happiest, busier, busiest. Now we move on to the adjectives which are more than two syllables. Generous. Generous, you have more generous and most generous. Then you have beautiful, more beautiful and most beautiful. Then you have wonderful, more wonderful and most wonderful. These adjectives we've used, so, or we are going to use in this uh, lesson. Therefore, you can have the comparative and the superlative forms. Certain words, certain adjectives of quality do not follow this rule. For instance, good has comparative better and superlative best. Bad has comparative worse and superlative worst. We shall have sentences with this. Old has two forms. Older and oldest follows the rule. Elder and eldest. Change takes place in the beginning of the word, not the end. Nothing is added either at the end or another word. No, you have change. O becomes E. Similarly, far. Far has two forms. Father, father and farthest are the ordinary forms. FAR. ER we cannot add to it, so we have to add TH. The sound spelling is based on the ease of pronunciation. And then you have further. A becomes U. Further and furthest. These are some of the comparisons, superlative and comparative, which do not follow the rule which all the others follow. Here are some examples of all the degrees which we had just in the last two slides. I am busy today. Busy is the adjective and you have used in the positive sense. I am busier than yesterday. So 2 days are compared, yesterday and today. You say busier, comparative. Today is the busiest day in this week. So the week has 7 days. Today is the busiest, superlative. This room is beautiful. That is positive. This room is more beautiful than my room. So there are two rooms now. This room and my room. This room is the most beautiful in the entire house. So you say, in the house there are many rooms, of which this is the most beautiful. This person is generous. Positive. No comparison with anybody. This person is more generous than anybody I know. This person is more generous. That, a group of people, and here is one person. This person is the most generous when compared to others in the colony. There are many people in the colony, and this person is the most generous, comparing to many people. I had a wonderful experience. Wonderful, positive. You had a more wonderful experience than I did. Now, you had a more wonderful experience. Comparative, you and I. All of you, many people, had the most wonderful experiences when compared to mine. So there are 3, 4 people or 10 people, all their experiences wonderful, most wonderful, superlative. Here we have some further examples of degrees. This is a good book. No comparison, only one book. Description positive, good. This book is better than the other book. So you have two books now, this book and other book. So you say better. This is the best book in the library. You have many books there. Comparison is with many books and therefore superlative, the best. This food is bad. No comparison, just the food and the quality of the positive form of the degree. Yesterday's food was worse than today's food. So 2 days, yesterday and today. Yesterday's food was worse. And then, this is the worst food I have ever had. Worst, superlative. Every day you have food. Comparison with all those days to today is the worst food. This builder is this building is older than the next one. The building is older than the next one. He is my elder brother. Now, these are two forms of the word old in the comparative degree. So, these are some more examples. Now we move to the second category, and that is adjective of quantity. Quantity means how much. So, all numbers from 1 to infinity are adjectives of quantity. Then words like first, second, third, all are adjectives of quantity. So you have examples here. There are 1,000,000 people here. Million is a number and it qualifies the noun people. This is the first lesson. Lesson is the noun. First is a number which qualifies lesson. You can also say this is the 75th lesson, because all numbers, in both the forms, one or first, they are all adjectives of quantity. So you say lesson 75th, hyphenated, you can see small dash, and that is an adjective which consists of two words, 70 and fifth. Apart from numbers, very important adjectives of quantity are few, little, much, many, some, any. Few is used for very small quantity of a countable noun. Countable, which you can count as singular and plural. Little for a small quantity of uncountable noun. For countable, uncountable nouns, please watch the videos on nouns. Those are all videos with PowerPoints, so you can easily understand. Here you have some examples. There are few rupees in my pocket. Rupees is countable. Rupee 1, rupee 2 rupees, 3 rupees, and so on. There are few oranges on the table. Oranges can be counted, so you say few. That means quantity. There are few people in the room. People also, you use few because one person, two persons, three persons, and then group of them, people. There is little money in my pocket. Money you count as rupees, you count as dollars, or you count as euro, you count as pounds. You don't count it as, it is not money which is money is uncountable, but the currency is countable. So we say little money in my pocket. There is little oil in the bottle. Again, little, because oil is uncountable. There is little water in the jug. Water again is uncountable. We can count drops of water. We can count, you know, uh, liters of water, but we cannot count water. We have provide other nouns in order to make them countable. Few and little can have a or the in front of them. A few increases the quantity, a little also increases the quantity from saying only few or little. When you say the few and the little, it means the entire quantity available. It is a small quantity, but the entire one. So few is smallest quantity, a few is little more, the few is entire. Here are examples. I have little knowledge. That means you have no knowledge at all. I have a little knowledge. That means knowledge has increased. Your knowledge is more. The little knowledge I have is very useful. You don't have lot of knowledge. You have a small quantity, but that small quantity is useful to you. I have few friends. If you say, that means you have no friends at all. I have a few friends. If you say, that means you do have two or three or four or five. The few friends I have are very nice. The few means entire quantity of friends I have. They are nice friends. Much is an adjective of quantity which is used for uncountable nouns in huge quantity. Many is for countable nouns, again huge quantity. Examples. There are many shops in this market. Shops, countable noun, you're saying many. That means number is more. There is much crowd in the market. Crowd, uncountable, so you are saying large amount, therefore you're saying much. Some and any are also adjectives of quantity. Some is denotes a positive quantity. It can be used for both countable and uncountable nouns. Any indicates a negative quantity, again for both countable and uncountable nouns. Here are some examples. I have some time. Time is the noun, some time. That means small quantity. I don't have any time. That means negative quantity. Can you give me some help? That means you are positive. You're asking that person will give. Sorry, I can't give you any help. So negative, no help. Can you give me any help? Now you don't expect anything. You are just asking, maybe you will get. Yes, I can give you some help. So here the negative has become positive. You were not hoping, but you got it. Possessive adjectives are pronouns which do the function of adjectives. I have explained this in great detail in the video on pronouns which you will find uploaded on the channel. The words which are used as possessive adjectives are my, our, your, his, her, its, and their. In the table itself in the earlier video, which is again a PowerPoint video, you can see it and you can learn. So you say, this is my house. House is the noun. My describes that it belongs to somebody. This is your work. So work is the noun belonging to the person, you. This is his file. File is the noun belonging to the person who is represented by his. In this way, a word which describes the noun, showing that the noun belongs to this person or this, non-human nouns also like its, then you have the possessive adjectives. They are also called possessive pronouns acting as adjectives. Here is the fourth and the last category of adjectives we are going to do today. The words are this, that, these, and those. Once more, these same four words are also pronouns. Again, I would refer you back to the pronouns video number 2, where you might find 2 or 3, I don't remember exactly, where you will find the use of the adjective and the pronoun form. Here also I have given you that example. Where these words come immediately in front of the noun, they have the adjective function. Where they come in front of a verb, they have a pronoun function, because the pronoun can act as the subject of a sentence. The adjective always comes in front of the noun, qualifying that noun. So you say, this lesson is useful. Here the word this is a demonstrative adjective. Same meaning, but we have changed the word. This is a useful lesson. What are we saying? We are saying that the lesson is useful, but the word this has become a pronoun. It is a demonstrative pronoun. So you can make sentences without using adjectives, but if you add adjectives, they become much better, much more expressive. Here you have a few sentences I have put with the adjectives highlighted. I have learnt an interesting lesson. The lesson is useful. This is an educational channel. We have had much improvement after watching the excellent videos. Interesting, useful, educational, much, and excellent, all of these are adjectives. Except much, which is adjective of quantity, the remaining are adjective of quality. Interesting qualifies the noun lesson. Useful also qualifies the noun lesson, though it comes far away in the complement position. Educational qualifies the noun channel. Improvement is qualified by much, which is adjective of quantity. Excellent qualifies videos. That is the noun in this sentence. With that, we come to an end of our adjectives PowerPoint presentation. Watch both the video and the PowerPoint side by side, and then you will get the best benefit out of it. Thank you and all the best.